Dear students, this is the 8th session on the chapter planning, and in this session we are going to take up other plans, derivative plans, which are formed, formulated and implemented in organizations such as methods, rules and budgets. So continue with the topic list. The next topic, write down the topic number and give the heading methods. Methods. Next line write down meaning of methods. Meaning of methods. See the page numbers of your textbook and write down the page number. So you have to study just one topic under methods, which is the meaning of methods. Explain what do you understand by methods as a plan which is formulated in an organization. So open the bracket from methods and underline. It says that methods are formalized and standardized ways of accomplishing repetitive and routine jobs. So like procedures, we discussed procedures in the last session. Procedures are also detailed plans, comprehensive, detailed and descriptive plans which show how a particular work has to be performed in an organization step by step by following a definite sequence. Now, more detailed than procedure is another plan, which is a method. So this method shows, it is a plan which shows that how each step of a procedure can be performed in a very detailed manner. So method of performing each step of a procedure. So methods are formalized and standardized ways of accomplishing repetitive and routine jobs. Methods are required, plans called methods are required for executing mainly repetitive and routine jobs of an organization. And they are laid down in such great detail so that every member of the organization who are performing these routine or repetitive jobs on a regular basis in the organization can perform them without any problem at all. Once they have practiced doing that work by following that method, say for a few months, then after that they can execute that job like a machine without much of a problem. So the efficiency level of these workers and employees increase, their efficiency levels, become superior when they perform routine and repetitive jobs of an organization by following the same method for a long period of time. So for example, there are various methods of charging depreciation on fixed assets, such as straight line method, diminishing balance, etc. So all of you are students of accounts, you will comprehend this example pretty well, that at the end of every year, all of you know that fixed tangible assets are subject to depreciation due to a number of factors like normal wear and tear, obsolescence, passage of time, etc. So an amount called depreciation has to be deducted from the value of the fixed asset, tangible fixed asset at the end of every year. Now the question is how to calculate that amount of depreciation. So for calculating the amount of depreciation, there are different methods of depreciation, like straight line method, diminishing balance method, annuity method, machine hour rate method, etc. So that is what a method is. Every method, straight line method, reducing balance method, annuity method of charging depreciation on fixed assets, describes in detail that how depreciation, the amount of depreciation on a particular fixed asset has to be calculated by following that particular method. A business firm can select any of these methods. They are designed to keep operations running, so methods are deliberately designed to keep the operations running on planned and desired lines, to prevent all sorts of confusion and ad hocism, and to ensure economy and efficiency. Please underline this sentence, it is of immense importance. In one sentence, the advantages of following methods in an organization, methods of doing repetitive jobs in an organization, has been described, has been laid down. So methods are designed to keep operations running on planned and desired lines, to prevent confusion and ad hocism, and to ensure economy and efficiency of operations. So, if methods are properly devised, developed, designed and implemented, then it will have a number of good effects. First point, that the operations, the regular day-to-day operations of an organization can be performed by following a definite plan and on desired lines. Number two, when methods are being implemented, methods of doing a specific work is followed, it will prevent all sorts of confusion and ad hocism. Ad hocism means the need for taking, new types of measures all of a sudden. So it will prevent all sorts of confusion and ad hocism, and proper compliance, proper adherence to a method will definitely ensure economy and efficiency of operations. Methods provide detailed and specific guidance. Methods provide detailed and specific guidance for executing day-to-day jobs. Methods are helpful in simplification, standardization and systematization of work. So underline this sentence as well, that methods prove helpful in simplifying regular types of jobs, making regular types of jobs more standardized. They can be performed in the same manner, standardized and uniform manner over and over again, and it makes the regular operations of an organization to get performed in a much systematic manner. They serve as uniform norms. Methods serve as the general rules, the uniform norms to guide and control operations and performance. Close the bracket after this sentence. They serve as uniform norms to guide and control operations and performance. Close the bracket after that. So that is what methods are. Next topic, please write, give the heading. Next topic number altogether, give the heading rules. Rules, give a colon, underline it. Meaning of rules, point number A. Meaning of rules. See the page number of your textbook and write down the page number. Open the bracket from rules and underline it. So rules are another, set of plans. Rules themselves are set of plans. That rules are specific statements. Please underline the first sentence. Rules are specific statements of what should or should not be done in specific situations. After that, please write within an organization or within the framework of an organization. That will be better. Rules are specific statements, very specific statements regarding what should be done or what should not be done in specific situations within the framework of an organization. Close the bracket. Sorry, after that give a full stop. Don't close the bracket as yet. So underline this sentence. Rules are specific statements of what should or what should not be done in specific situations within the framework of an organization. Full stop. The only discretion left to employees is whether or not to apply the rule. There is no, employees or members of the staff will not have any discretionary power to alter the rule which has already been framed and implemented in an organization. The only discretion which the employees can have is to comprehend that whether this rule should be applied in this specific situation or not. That's all. If it is found that this rule has to be applied to tackle this specific situation, the rule has to be implemented and followed by everyone. No smoking, like very good example is given, no smoking inside the factory is an example of a rule. Close the bracket after that. Then come down and open the bracket from this sentence. Rules are standing plans. They are meant to be enforced rigidly with few exceptions, or rather no exceptions at all. Close the bracket. Rules are standing plans of an organization. A rule is no smoking inside the organizational premises. That's a standing rule. It must be followed by each and every member of the staff of the organization, starting from the directors till right down to a factory worker. So that is what a rule is. Once a rule is framed and it is implemented in an organization, it must be followed very rigidly by each member of the organization without any exception at all. So rules are standing plans. They are meant to be enforced rigidly with few exceptions. Close the bracket. So that is what rules are. Meaning of rules. After that, write point number B. Advantages of rules. Importance or advantages of rules. Advantages or importance of rules. Within brackets, write notes. I'll give you a few points. Please write them down. Point number 1, small Roman 1. Rules help in maintaining discipline and order in an organization. Rules help in maintaining discipline and order in an organization. Full stop, same point. They indicate the limits of acceptable behavior. They indicate the limits of acceptable behavior of the members of an organization. Of the members of an organization. Full stop. Number 2, importance or advantage number 2. Rules help to improve. Rules help to improve the efficiency of the managers, and enable them to predict what subordinates can do in a given situation, and enable them to predict what subordinates can do in a given situation. Full stop. Next point, number 3. Rules channel, or rather write rules channelize. Point number 3. Rules channelize the behavior of the workers in the desired direction. Rules channelize the behavior of the workers in the desired direction, comma, that is, I full stop, E full stop, that is, comma, towards the accomplishment of the objectives, towards the accomplishment of the objectives of the organization. Full stop. And number 4, rules specify the code of conduct. Rules specify the code of conduct. Within brackets write, that is I full stop A full stop, that is what should be or should not be done. Rules specify a code of conduct. Within brackets, that is what should be or should not be done. Close the bracket and continue with the sentence. Which must be followed by every member of an organization. Which must be followed by every member of an organization. Full stop. It helps in promoting, or rather, right, they help, rules, they help in promoting and preserving equality and justice. Equality and justice within a commercial setup. Within a commercial setup. Full stop. So these are the advantages or points of importance of rules. Next, write point number C. Limitations or drawbacks of rules. Limitations or drawbacks of rules. Within brackets, write notes. Write down the points. Point number 1, small Roman 1. Sometimes workers perceive rules. Sometimes workers perceive rules, that is, view rules, as too restrictive or stifling. As too restrictive or stifling. STIFLING. Full stop. Same point. Sometimes workers perceive rules as too restrictive or stifling. Full stop. Same point after that, right? As a result, comma, they can become hostile towards the management. As a result, they can become hostile towards the management. Full stop. Number 2. Next point, point number 2. Problems arise not due to rules themselves. Problems arise not due to rules themselves, but due to the ways management presents these rules and implements them on the workers. Full stop. I repeat, point number 2. Problems arise not due to the rules themselves, but due to the ways management presents these rules and implements them on the workers. Full stop. Same point after full stop. Therefore, comma, management should exercise special care. Management should exercise special care while implementing rules. While implementing rules. And ensure that the rules are valid and necessary. And ensure that the rules are valid and necessary. Full stop. Same point after full stop. The purpose of every rule should be explained properly to all employees and workers. Full stop. Same point after full stop, right? The purpose of every rule should be explained properly to all employees and workers. Full stop. Point number 4, or the next point, I think point number 3. Next point. Rules should not become too restrictive or stifling. Rules should not become too restrictive or stifling. Full stop. They should be framed in such a manner. They should be framed in such a manner which will leave rooms for taking initiatives, which will leave rooms for taking initiatives and showing creativity skills by the employees, and at the same time help in the smooth flow of work, and at the same time help in the smooth flow of work. Full stop. So learn these points as limitations or drawbacks of rules. Next, point number D, differences between policies and rules. Very important objective question. It can come for 2 marks or 3 marks also. Differences between policies and rules. Write the page number of your textbook, mark it important. Open the bracket from point number 1 and mark point number 1. A policy is a general statement. A rule is the most specific statement. A policy is a general statement which is not specified in detail, but a rule is the most specific statement. Policies act as guidelines to decision making. Rules act as a guide to behavior of the employees. Policies act as a guide to decision making. They act as a guide to management for the purpose of decision making. But rules act as a guide to the behavior of the employees. Policies lay down the management attitude. It should be the attitude of the management. Management attitude is not good English. So it should be policies lay down the attitude of the management. Or you can also write policies reflect the attitude of the management of an organization. Whereas rules indicate what should or what should not be done. Policies just give us a reflection of the mentality, of the attitude of the management of an organization. By looking into a policy, by reading the policy of an organization, we can understand the attitude of the management of this organization. But rules, once we read the rules, we can understand that what needs to be done specifically and what should not be done within the boundaries of this particular organization. Policies are flexible, may have some exceptions. Rules, generally they are very rigid. There are no scope for exceptions or deviations from rules. Policies have enough rooms and they provide discretion during implementation. Managers can use their discretion also while implementing the policies, according to his position, according to his power and authority. But rules provide no scope for discretion to anyone. So they are meant for each and everyone, and each member of the organization must follow and practice the rules. So there is no scope for any exception or deviation from the rule. So close the bracket after that, after point number 5. So learn all the 5 points of difference between policies and rules. Next topic, please write down subtopic: differences between procedures and rules. Differences between procedures and rules. Mark it important and write the page number within brackets. Open the bracket from point number 1. Procedures indicate or show chronological sequence of steps of doing a particular work. Procedures lay down the chronological sequence of steps of doing or performing a particular task. Rules lay down no sequence of steps, or no sequence of steps are present in rules. You will write no sequence of steps are present in rules. Rules are not defined stepwise. So no sequence of steps are present in rules. Procedures are broad and general. Rules are very specific. Procedures are flexible plans if required. Procedures can be changed, keeping in mind the changes taking place in the external environment. But rules once framed are very difficult to change. They are rigid plans. No specific penalty, please write, no specific penalty is imposed for violating procedures. So if a group of workers do not stick to the procedure which has been laid down and they follow their own method of doing, own procedure of doing a particular work, then in that case the management can ask questions. They can be asked questions regarding why they have not followed the prescribed procedure, but no specific penalty or punishment as such will be imposed for violating the procedure. But for rules, penalty is imposed and it is prescribed for violating the procedure, for violating the rules. A definite amount of punishment is imposed if a particular worker is found, or any member of the organization is found to have violated a particular rule. Close the bracket after point number 4. Only these 4 points of difference are enough. Next subtopic under rules, please write differences between rules and methods. Differences between rules and methods. Mark the topic important and write the page number within brackets. Prepare it as a 5-mark question. Mark the topic very important. It may come as a 5-mark question for which a minimum of 5 points, is to be written. A minimum of 5 points you have to write. So number 1, open the bracket from number 1, mark point number 1. Rules act as, please write, they act as guide to behavior of the employees. Please write it in a complete sentence. They act as guides to behavior of the employees. Full stop. Under methods, write, they suggest one best way of doing things. The complete sentence will be, they suggest one best way of doing things. or you can write, because we are using plural, they suggest the best ways. They suggest the best ways of doing things. Rule. A rule requires strict adherence and self-control. A rule requires, or it requires, strict adherence and self-control. It must be followed very strictly by everyone. A method is a standardized and simplified way of doing things. So you can write, it is a standardized and simplified way of doing things. A rule is designed to achieve discipline and order, which we have already discussed before. It is designed to achieve discipline and order in the organization. Please write in the organization. The sentence will be, it is designed to achieve discipline and order in the organization. Full stop. And for a method, write it is. It is designed to achieve efficiency and economy of operations. A method is developed and implemented to achieve efficiency and economy of operations in the organization. Then you will mark point number 5. Penalty. A penalty is imposed for violation of the rules. Please cancel, lay it down and write of the rule. A penalty is imposed for violation of a rule. A penalty is imposed for violation of a rule. Full stop. Under methods, a penalty is not imposed for violating a procedure. A penalty is not imposed for violating a procedure. You must write in this way. Then mark number 6. Rules do not always form part of a procedure. Rules are not necessarily part of a procedure. Rules do not always form a part of a procedure. Rules are actually not derived from procedures. But methods, they constitute a part of a procedure. Methods are integral part of a procedure. Methods are derived from procedures. But rules are not derived from procedures. Rules are regarded as official and authoritative. Rules are regarded as absolutely formal, official, and authoritative. Methods are regarded as logical or rational. Methods are regarded as logical or rational. 8 and 9 not required. Mark point number 10. Rules relate to behavior of the people working in the organization. Rules relate to behavior of the people working in an organization. Methods relate to works or tasks. Works. Methods relate to works or tasks to be performed in an organization. To be performed in an organization. And close the bracket. So out of the 10 points, you will study points 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7 and 10. Learn these points of difference between rules and methods. I will conclude my session over here, and in the next session I shall take up the last 2 plans, which are budgets and programs. Thank you.